When we moved to Germany, one of my biggest concerns was that my husband will be working all the time. Back in Russia, we had a lot of holidays, May holidays, New York breaks, random days off, and I used to see people rest often, even excessively, but I had no idea that in Germany we would be resting even more. Disclaimer, in this video I share my personal point of view after a few years living in Germany, and if you disagree with it, it's totally fine. I would appreciate if you send me a comment or a private message and to share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear it and maybe to see at things from a different perspective. That's also useful as for me and for you. Thank you. Here in Germany, work-life balance, it's not just a phrase, it's a way of living. I was so surprised to see that. For example, when you go out at 4 p.m. on the work days, you will see so many people outside already, and they are just going from work already. Kindergartens are usually close their doors around 4 p.m. It means that a parent needs to leave their job and commute to the kindergarten, and it also like not 5 minutes, it can take 30 minutes. That's quite early, you know. And Sundays, it's day off. People don't work, everything is closed. And on the one hand, it's really cool. So on the Sundays, since everything is closed, what people do? People spend time with their families. And we usually go somewhere to a park or closer to nature, or we pick a place where children can find some things to do. And we also see other families around with their children. And it feels really cool that people spend so much time together. And this is how they build these strong bonds between each other. But on the other hand, business suffers a lot. Small businesses suffer incredibly. But people are got used to this way of living. Interesting house too. Whoop. Not a long time ago, I was walking with my friend on Sunday morning, and we just wanted to grab a coffee during a nice walk, and 3 cafes in a row were closed, so we couldn't even get a coffee takeaway. And I was wondering, like, nobody wants to make money here. Why every cafe is closed? I couldn't help but think of time when I traveled to Russia a few years ago from Hungary during the summertime, and I needed to change my SIM card because it didn't work. It was Sunday evening, 9 p.m., and I just get to a shopping mall. There was everything was opened. Okay, Sunday 9 p.m. There was a small point, the service of my mobile operator, and I just changed my SIM card within 5 minutes, and everything worked. Wow! I was so amazed. Actually, when I lived in Russia, I really didn't appreciate that kind of service and accessibility of everything. But when I came back from Hungary, where also everything was closed on Sunday, I realized how it's useful, how it's convenient, and how it's really make your life easier when you can access everything you need on weekends as well. I see that both win here, like business owners and customers. This kind of flexibility is unimaginable here in Germany. The speed of life is slow, nobody is in a rush, everyone is just enjoying the moment and living present, and they really have this work-life balance. Germany feels like a country where it's better to be employed than to create something of your own. If you want to build your own business, get ready. There is a mountain of paperwork, hidden rules, and bureaucratic surprises that can hit you years later, especially when it comes to tax system. If you're someone who wants to create something, you have an idea, you want to start to do your own thing, you might feel trapped by the system here in Germany, because it's better and easier to work for someone, to be employed rather than create. That's why small businesses are stuck here in Germany. This is why innovation is so slow. When my friends share what is happening in the US, entrepreneurs are supported, innovation is encouraged, and technology is moving fast, I'm wondering when Germans will turn to this innovative path. There is a perfect phrase that describes the situation, at least what I see and how I perceive it. The tough times make people stronger, and then strong people create better times, and the better times again make people weak people. Germany had really tough times after World War II. They needed to rebuild the country from ruins. This whole wealth of their country, it's something that was built by those strong people. And now people got used to this high standard of living so much they literally do not want to work. I've heard so many stories about services here, and you pay more than 1,000 euros to get a service, like let's say reparation in your one flat. You would pay more than 1,000 euros. And I saw the picture of the work that those company did. It's awful. I mean, without experience, I could have done better this reparation. And I can say that it works for many services, from hairdressers to auto services. And it feels like there is no real competition, no place for innovation, no drive. And from my perspective, it feels like the system rewards mediocrity. And don't get me wrong, it's a good to have a high standard of living. It's a good when people enjoy their life. They have enough time to rest, to just explore the world, to travel, to spend time with their families. It's beautiful. But from another side, as a person who appreciates value, motivation, the drive to move forward, to improve, to be excellent, this system really doesn't encourage that. Bam, bam, bam. People here, in my opinion, have become comfortably lazy. They want to get paid well, and they do, but without putting in the efforts, without caring about the quality of their work. You pay a lot, often more than in other countries. And what would you get in return? Half-done jobs, cold attitudes, zero motivation to do better. And the worst part, nobody seems to care. There is no pressure to improve, no KPIs, no drive for excellence. It feels like people have their minimum, and once they reach that minimum, they are just done. They would go home. And I'm not trying to complain. I really love Germany, and I'm grateful for everything that this country offered to us, especially for people with a family, with the children. But I'm really worried about the future, about where Germany goes. And with the same mindset, chilled and rested, it can be really hard to catch up with the whole new technologies and new way of living in the future. When the system itself is so slow, so heavy, so resistant to change, it feels like Germany is falling behind. And maybe it's time to talk about it. Not to criticize, but to open the door for honest reflection, because sometimes the comfort zone is the most dangerous place to be.